Well, thank you very much. I want to thank especially Claire and Ty for organising, for everyone who's helped them to organise, and for everyone who is here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to read my speech tonight. I'll just be a little jump here and there, because otherwise I'd be here all night. Freedom. What is it? Freedom is an essential ingredient for human beings to flourish.
Yeah, great.
Freedom is the foundation for prosperous and caring communities. Freedom is the basis for our Australian democracy and our way of life. And tonight we acknowledge everyone around Australia who has taken a stand to protect our rightful freedoms.
Yes.
Our freedom marches have been the largest. And they've been the largest protests in Australia. There are many of us who for the first time in our lives took an activist role because we knew we couldn't wait around for someone else to do it. Who came to Canberra? That's a sizable commitment. Who else felt pride for the first time in 2 years marching in Canberra? That's Toronto pride. So I thank everyone I've just mentioned. I thank you. Our freedom movement has many leaders coming from many different parts of our community. Australians, I believe, now have a greater appreciation for our frontline workers than ever before. Where's Dan? Dan, Dee, where's Dee?
Over here.
Helena? Wonderful people. Add the policemen, add the ambos, add the fireys. We've seen many leaders emerge from our frontline workers, our firefighters, health and education providers, our defence forces, police and corrective services, our emergency services, including ambos, paramedics and the SES. I want to acknowledge people like Andy Anderson, who stepped up, Johnny, Claire, Marshall, thank you, Pat Mesiti, so many others I could mention, I thank you. Because when push came to shove, you people stood up. You didn't leave it to politicians, you stood up. Speaking of politicians, I want to acknowledge the work of my colleagues, Senator Pauline Hanson, former MPs George Christensen and Craig Kelly, Senator Jared Rennick, and our mate Alex Antic. Also people who haven't had the limelight, but people like Queensland State MP Steve Andrew, who's done New South Wales State MPs Mark Latham and Tanya Davies, and Victorian State MP David Hendrick, and there are others. Together, we've all echoed your call for freedom, that's everyone's call for freedom, across parliaments and across state borders, across our nation. Thank you so much. The freedom movement has been a powerful player in recent times. It has conveyed to people's clear sentiment that we will not give up our freedoms. It has been a powerful voice to tell politicians of the unacceptable overreach into our lives, whether it be the bedroom, the kitchen, schools, doctor's surgeries. And this movement is a beacon of hope for those that state and federal government incursions have left impoverished, as Dan said, absolutely impoverished. The freedom movement's power shifted the vote in the recent election. It shifted that vote, leading to a historic low primary vote for any political party taking office ever.
Yes.
And as Rebecca said, that's just the start. The work of the freedom movement will continue. It stays relevant into tomorrow, well into our future. We know that unchecked government intervention stifles progress and creates perverse outcomes. We know that when markets are free, we get innovation, efficiency and prosperity. It's the same for people. When people are free, we know we're at our best. because we are at our best when we are free. We all are members of this new alliance, the Freedom Alliance. Look at it here. And their message continues to be relevant. That which unites us, emboldens our strength of our unity. That message of unity is that freedom is central to our Australian way of life, and we will never, ever give it up. But let's pause for a minute and just briefly remember the tragic consequences that so many of us felt over the last couple of years. Dan touched on it. Australian families are still grieving for loss of their loved ones. On behalf of my wife, Christine, and I extend our heartfelt deep sympathies to your families for your recovery and healing. It's been a very tough time for an awful lot of people, and some it's haven't ended. There have been numerous economic casualties, and as a nation we will take some time to recover from that. Our nation's recovery is intimately linked to our freedoms. Freedom of speech, freedom of association and exchange, freedom of religion, freedom to make our own medical choices, freedom to move around our great country freely, and freedom for economic participation. All of these should be hallowed ground, but they have been trampled. Our Freedom Alliance, though, will continue to safeguard those freedoms, and we will take collective action to say no, bugger off, when our freedoms are threatened. Government has three roles. Protecting life is number one. Protecting property is number two. Protecting freedom is number three. They are sacrosanct. And freedom is not a gift from our government. It's rightly ours because we live in a free and democratic nation. I echo what Claire said. We are human beings of our universe. Not a part of our universe, of our universe, right, Marshall? Of our inherently, universally free universe. That's the way our universe is, that's where we live. To all courageous Australians, I say thank you for moving to the front line to defend and uphold our freedoms for us all today and for our future generations of Australians. Australia became the land of the free because those that came before us were brave. It is now our duty to restore freedom and keep Australia free. All Australians who have been part of the freedom movement have been brave. And our continued unity and commitment will ensure that Australia is always free. Thank you so much for what you're doing.